What's up, guys? My name is Rafayat. Today's 10-minute book review series, we are going to be looking at a really famous book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So over 90% of the successful people in the world today has said that they read this book once in their lifetime. And although the book is like 80 years old now, but most of the things that the author talked about in the book still applies, and it's going to keep on applying. So the book is mainly based on two main principles that the author talks about. So I'm going to try to explain them using stories. So in the early 1800s, a Dutch immigrant boy named Edward Bok moved to United States. The boy was really poor and he had little education. He just went to school for 6 years without any college education or anything. So when the boy was 14 years old, he saved up enough money to buy an encyclopedia for himself. After getting the encyclopedia, he would read about famous stories and what famous people did during their lifetimes. And after that, the boy started writing letters every day to these famous people, asking them about what he learned from the encyclopedia. So he was trying to show more interest to the people he read about. Soon after, when the boy was about to get 15, he wrote to General Grant about a war that General Grant went to and got victory in. And General Grant got the letter and invited him to his place. Soon as the boy was writing more letters to influential people like this in that time, he started building his connection with a lot of influential people. So the moral of the story is that if we want to connect to a successful person, not just successful person, any person in general, a shortcut way would be to find out what that particular person is really interested in, maybe their hobby or something like that, and start talking about their interest to them. I mean, like showing appreciation, not just appreciation, I mean showing just genuine interest in their interest. If we can do that, then people are gonna really wanna share about their ideas and everything. So the more we can ask questions about people's interests and everything, it's gonna help us connect with them even more. This is what my friend Habib talks about in his playlist, Habib's Perspective. Asking questions. It is in fact one of the most powerful tools if you want to connect with someone. So some of the ways in which you can really find out what a person is interested in to make them talk about themselves is to find out how those people spend most of their time, what excites them, and we should try to show some temporary passion towards that interest. That's some of the ways you can show interest in what other people are interested in. Or maybe we can just ask them for an advice. In the book, Dale Carnegie talked about how in 2 months you can build more friends if you show interest in their passion than in 2 years if you try to make people more interested in your interest. In 1900s, a man named Edward Shalif was trying to do some fundraising for his local Boy Scout, and his plan was to raise enough money to send one of his students to a jamboree in Europe. So one day he went to a corporation and met the CEO of the corporation. So when he went inside, he saw a framed $1 million check hanging in the wall. So before Edward Shalif said anything, he pointed towards the $1 million check that was hanging in the wall and asked the CEO about what it was. So the CEO told him a story about what it was and tried to explain the significance of the check and how meaningful it was to him. After that, the CEO went on explaining about the check and a lot of other stuff for half an hour. Later, the CEO asked him, "So, why did you come here again? What did you want to ask me?" Then Edward Shalif told him that he wanted to raise some funds to send one of his students to the jamboree in Europe. So what ended up later was that not only did he raise enough funds to send one of the Boy Scouts to Europe, but he raised enough funds to send 6 of the boys to Europe, including himself, for 7 weeks. So the thing is that when someone is really interested in something, you should also try to show your appreciation about what they're doing. Maybe it might not be something that you're particularly interested in or something, but I mean, for that particular person, something meaningless that is for you might be really important for them. So try to show your appreciation for them. Because I mean, even in the book, Dale Carnegie talked about how as human beings we're always starving when it comes to receiving appreciation. Everyone, doesn't matter what they say, everyone wants to be appreciated for what they're doing. And it's a really powerful tool. So as far as I understood from the book, it also talks about other morals, but these are like the 2 most important fundamental things that you can, if you start incorporating in your life, you're gonna start seeing instant results. I don't want to talk about the other principles that he also talked about in the book, because I mean, if we just try to remember too much information, maybe we're gonna forget everything. So it's better to stick to these 2 main principles, because I believe that if we start incorporating these 2 ideas, showing appreciation and making people talk about themselves and their interests, if we can do these 2 things, we can connect with any human being in the world. Doesn't matter how rich they are, how good looking they are, doesn't matter. As long as they're human beings, these 2 principles would help you build network with anyone around the world. So thank you. That was my short summary on how to win friends and influence people. If you like this book, I would definitely recommend you to go through the whole book. Yeah, I hope you like my summary. Thank you. See you in the next video.